An update on the Why Men Leave Nasty Comments video. It looks like I have to discuss one reason some guys do this, which I left out, and we will get to that statement later. I also will discuss when to make jokes, but first I want to focus on some positives that happened. A few guys said they were sorry and that they would do better, but I want to show you a super great example of positive masculinity and also how we know that this science is right. One of the guys in the list of nasty comments I got responded to this video. His original comment wasn't super bad, but it did make the cut. I must have forgotten to block him, but he had an interesting comment to the video. I'm going to be sending this to so many people. It explains a lot of how I have friends. I don't like what I know now is homosocial. Since he was one of the guys highlighted in the video, when I read that it explains a lot of how I have friends, my first thought was, yeah, I know. So I responded with, your comment was in the list, so are you going to try to be better? He said he was sorry and would delete whatever he said, and that was the thing. He didn't even remember doing it. He was just going with the crowd. I more than forgive this guy for several reasons. Number one, he learned and corrected fast. That is a true man. Like, that is exactly what positive masculinity is. Second, he sent a DM also apologizing. Something I want many to realize is if people are willing to change, to work, to be better, we have to give them the grace to do that. No one is perfect. We all make mistakes and say the wrong thing at times. But to say sorry and mean it and to work on it, that is the best any of us can do. As I said, there were several guys that didn't leave bad comments to me, but must have been other people's pages and said they were sorry. So to every single one of you, thank you again. Unfortunately, it wasn't all positive. Soon we will get to the other reason I mentioned earlier, but let's get back to the first comment. Just turn off comments. I literally discussed that in the video showing Leo Gang Spidey 1996, didn't watch the whole thing. Turning off comments hurts the algorithm, making it harder for women like me to be seen and shown by TikTok. That isn't helpful. Can you imagine telling a retail store, well, just close your doors if you don't want your employees harassed? Why do you have to complain about it? Same thing. So it was time to look at why this guy said this. Let's go look at his page. What is that in the second row? That drawing? Oh, now I get why he told me to just turn off comments. He has done it to people. Here's the thing, that post on your own page, that is fine. He is allowed to do that. As you can see, none of his followers liked it, but he is allowed to do it. But to say a woman should have to turn off their comments so they don't have to deal with men like him is very telling. Again, here is the problem. I don't want to police everything people say. There are times to make sexual-based jokes. I am the type of person who likes Elvira's jokes. I like Dolly Parton's jokes. I have studied both amazing women. Also, in my private life, I like good, dirty jokes. Heck, there are times I will slide places for those kind of jokes in my videos, like the bird rinse video. Anyone that watched it knows what I mean. That was so perfectly set up for some funny jokes. What I don't like is harassment and certain guys not knowing when and where to make a joke. It shouldn't be hard, but here's the breakdown for guys who just can't understand. If you wouldn't say the joke in the same setting in real life, keep it to yourself. Meaning, if you see me on live and I am talking science, commenting about my boobs is going to get you blocked. The same way that if I am in person talking science to the public and you come up and say the same thing, how someone near you will most likely punch you in the face. But if you said I was pretty or you like my look, no one would care. If I do a joke bit with my chest, then the comments of course will have jokes in them, and that is the right time and place. Many times I will say in the video, go for the jokes, because I know some guys just don't get when to do it, but this isn't that hard to understand. Next, there are plenty of women in the world that want that kind of attention at any time. I often get guys asking if I have an OnlyFans or saying I should be on there. Well, guess what? There are thousands of beautiful women there already. Go there and get off my page if that is what you want. I know of 4 women that resemble me in the whole world. 3 are corn stars and 1 is a physics major that is on OnlyFans. And no hate to any of them, but that specific type of content just isn't for me. Might I join that platform later to do non-corn content? Yeah, maybe, because there are other people on there who don't do that content. And even I do like to go clubbing and dress spicily, and I would like to post those pictures sometimes. But I don't want girls that have more on their shoulders to feel that they have to do that type of content. I, like others, want to be valued for my brain and my hard work and use those to make the world a better place and still have fun. But because of my chest, I get told to do corn or cut them off. That is royally effed up. I've literally been told this since the 5th grade, and not just by men, women have told me this as well. This hasn't ever been about bashing all men, it's pointing out people that don't know how to act. But on that, let's get to the last reason some guys do this. One I left off on purpose because normally I don't get them, but that last video sure brought them out. These guys are just plainly misogynists. They just hate women like this guy. He left a book in the comments about how this wasn't the consensus of the science community. And he is partly correct. Most of them think that all these guys have a homosexual desire and are too cowardly to act on it. I think that is a stretch. The studies also don't back that up well, so I left it off. But I had to dig more on this guy, and he had videos on his page of why it is okay for a man to hit a woman. Like I said, a complete misogynist. He also complains how no women like him. Wild! Imagine someone doesn't like you when you argue about how you should be able to hit them if you want to. Who would have ever thought that it would be a red flag? Seriously, I swear some of these guys can't think at all. We had another comment that said women can't understand a man's mind, so my video must be wrong. Too bad for them, the Halo 3 study I mentioned, that was done by 2 older men who did it with no funding. See, again, the misogynist really got triggered by the homosocial video. I have to wonder if those are the ones that are afraid people will find out their real desire. Lastly, speaking of not thinking at all, these guys really just assume I do this all on my own. My dad helps me, and my dad, well, if he goes to your page and sees something of you supporting Grape and then say you have other videos about hating women, he is going to make you his new toy. He will do every legal search to find out where you live, even if you don't live in the US. Look for anything illegal you have done in your videos and say you did do something illegal. He will contact the authorities in your area and let them know of the crime you did, and all the pre-Grape talk you do, so they can check your computers and phones for stuff you have done, which he has already did to one of the comments. All from a single comment of, "What did you say? I couldn't hear a word." They may be getting a knock on their door soon. Where do you think I learned it from? I am not the account you want to mess with.